How long have you been in the industry again?
So total of, what is this, 2021, 8 years?
8 years? Okay.
Yeah.
So over the last 8 years, if you had to look back and say, okay, this was the best advice someone ever gave me. It was this. I remember it. They gave it to me here. I heard it here. I started applying it, and wow. If you could look back and choose that moment.
Man, that's a great question. And I'm not trying to say this because I'm talking to you, but truly, it was.
Rudy Garrison in the house,
Man,
all the way from Austin.
Yeah, man, it was a nice little drive. No, I'm just kidding. It was a nice little hop skip, couple hour flight for sure.
Good, man. Yeah, we've known each other for 2.5 years.
Man, long time.
You've never been here.
Springfield, first time.
You're here now.
Yeah.
Right, which is awesome. You're in the office. We got the painting behind me.
Painting legit.
Yeah, man. Thanks, buddy. It's cool. Dude, we've always got along really well. Your personality, you're a very positive guy.
Yeah.
Right, so I can tell you guys, you're going to enjoy this interview because this cat is doing some big stuff on the P&C world, property and casualty side of the world. Okay, we don't get as many conversations as I would like on that side of the world. So if you know of some killers like a Rudy in the P&C side, let me know, okay, and I'll make sure I interview them and throw them on this channel. First of all, why P&C?
Man, so it all started my junior or senior year of college. That's around a time period when everyone kind of looks for jobs, look for positions.
Yep. Did you know what you want to do at that point or no?
At that point, I knew I wanted to get in sales.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted, I guess since I was a kid, I always had the dream and wanted to really be a entrepreneur, be a business owner. I didn't know what.
Okay.
I kind of had that spirit in me for a long time. I did some crazy things like sold my my lunches as a kid and everything. I did it all the time, but I did random stuff like that.
Were you one of those kids though that was like, okay, I know I'm going to be successful and be a millionaire and have a bunch of money one day. I just don't know how I'm going to get there.
I did have that mindset.
Yeah, because I actually did too.
I did,
and I find a lot of people that end up there thought that at some point. Weirdly enough, so that's cool.
And I don't know what it was, because I didn't really come from money. So. But I knew I would strive for more than what I had.
Yeah.
But so with insurance, it all started. Like I said, I was in college looking for a job, and then I think it was my senior year. That's when Liberty Mutual was on my campus. That was my company that interviewed me.
Yes.
They wanted to hire me on as a intern at the time, but for making a drive from where my school was to.
Where'd you go to school?
Texas State in San Marcos,
okay.
Which is from the office that I would have been working at. It would have been about an hour and a half on a good day.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy sometimes. Austin traffic is ridiculous. So with that being said,
it's booming too, dude. It's crazy. It's blowing
next
up.
level right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there for 15 years, and it is another place.
Wow. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 30.
Dude.
Yeah.
You're younger than me, man. I'm the oldest person in the room right now.
Oh, my goodness.
It's terrible.
But, so I guess they offered me the internship. I turned them down just because I didn't want to make that drive my senior year, and I wanted to really enjoy my senior year because I worked my tail off the first 3 years to really kind of make a lax and just a cakewalk for my senior year.
Yeah.
And so towards the end of my senior year, they reached back out to me and offered me the full-time position, and they actually gave me like a signing bonus and everything too.
Wow.
And that's what probably what sparked me up. I was like, signing bonus,
like an insurance athlete.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm like an NFL, NBA agent, or like a player. I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I started working for them right after college. Was with them for, let me see here, from 2013 to 2019. Okay. So what is that, 6-7 years right there, that period of time. And but for that period of time, I realized that I wanted to do more. Like I mentioned earlier, I always wanted to be a business owner, and always wanted to do something for myself. Sales is great. I love sales. I love everything about it. But I feel like there was more to it that I wanted. And that's when I decided to make that jump to the independent side and start my own agency.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You seem really driven, competitive, focused. You'll be responding to emails at midnight, which we talked about last night.
Oh, man. Yeah. So I was sending emails last night at maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Where's that come from? Have you always been that way? And why are you that way?
That is a great question. I feel like it all starts with the why. You asked me why I was that way. It's because I have that desire for more.
Yep.
And if I didn't have that desire, it may be easy for me just to let things go. But I want so much more, and I know it takes a lot of work, and I'm willing to put in as much as I possibly can to reach these goals and desires that I have. And I want to, like I mentioned earlier, I had that desire since I was a kid, since I was a child, to build something big. Didn't know what it was, but I wanted to build something big, be a millionaire, and I wanted to do really big things. And finally, it kind of showed up in this industry. I saw that opportunity in this industry to do something bigger. And I mean, if you can do it, you got to put in some work. Yeah.
What's your day-to-day look like when we talk about work and successfully selling? Right. I mean, you're writing.
It's
about how many policies would you say you guys write?
On a monthly basis, I'll say about. Depending on I guess depending on the month, it probably average around, let's say 40 or so policies a month. But I mean, like with us, we have a small operation currently. We're making some changes. Kind of talk to you about that.
Not for long.
That's right. Exactly. We're making some changes with a few things right now.
You're seeing him in the come up, right? Which is good. This is good timing now.
Exactly. And so with that being said, and that's probably on the low end for actually really thinking about it now. But on a day-to-day aspect, it is it's funny thinking about it because we had conversations off camera about like what's going on behind the scenes. But
correct.
We have a lot of moving parts. I'll put it that way.
Yes.
But day-to-day it is more so. First off, we start off with like a meeting, normally like with the owners or sales meeting for the day, and like just what we need to do, what needs to happen on our operation side, what needs to happen on a sales side as well. That's real brief in the morning, and then we just go about tackling the day. So throughout the day, I may have appointments. With COVID and everything, it's been limited in terms of a lot of face-to-face appointments.
Mostly virtual.
Mostly virtual.
And are you trying to schedule appointments now? Are you trying to schedule appointments? Are you getting referrals? Are you calling leads?
Great question. So, I mean, since I've been in the industry for a while, a lot of my business is referrals. A lot of it. I mean, I'll say about 90% of it.
Wow.
So I mean, a very, very, very large percentage, and it's because of the fact that I've been in the industry for a while. But not only that, but I've done a good job, done good things for other people as well. So it has been very, how should I say this? Very rewarding for just doing good work for people, for good people.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, so during that period of time, like I said, we're making calls, maybe returning calls, emails, whatnot. Service work is building up, so we need to bring on a individual to kind of help us assist with that.
Yep.
For sure.
Is there like a breaking point where you see that happen in a lot of agencies where it's like, okay, we need some assistance?
Definitely.
At some point.
I feel like once you reach that maybe $1 million, $1.5 million book of business on the property and casualty side, you probably need to look if you want to grow. If you want to stay where you are, you can do that. But
give me a reason why they wouldn't want to grow. Help me out there.
Complacency, man.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's easy to get that way. But
some people are scared of like
that growth,
outgrowing them, or they're a control freak, and they're really, they say they want to grow, but they're a control freak, so they're actually hindering their growth, but they don't know that.
Oof, that's powerful. That's true.
Right?
And I feel like, I guess you saying that kind of sparked something in me because I'm somewhat of a control freak, and it's I feel like
we all were at one point too.
Right. I
still am in certain ways, right? I mean, I have no clue what Dylan's gonna title this. I don't care, right? But I do know there's certain pieces. Events, when we go to events, I'm a little more of a control freak on how it looks, right? So I get that.
Yeah. It's just like certain details matter, you know? Well,
yes.
Not certain, all details matter.
Yeah.
But that's the reason I feel like sets a lot of people apart. Some people do have that complacency, which is fine by all means. Sure. If you're happy where you are, you're happy where you are. But some people are happy with more. That's
correct.
I mean, you know.
That's right. Yeah. What are some of your goals? You talked about doing something big in the industry.
Yes.
Let's just claim it. What does it look like?
So a few, and that's funny you asked.
I mean, because you're 30, right? Imagine when you're 60.
Right.
You may you may just buy me. You may just own me at that point. I mean, shoot, you're 30, right? This thing can get pretty good.
Right. That's funny you say that. So,
because you've been thinking about it, or?
Oh yeah. Oh no, for sure. No, like
not the me part.
Not that part. But of course, I think about my goals all the time.
This cat's good though, isn't he? We're having some fun, right?
That's right.
Let us know in comments if you're enjoying this. This is cool. I like this guy a lot.
So some of my goals, and I just talked to my wife about this, and I kind of changed them up. I want it's just a few. I'll tell you a few of them.
He can rattle them off.
Yeah, I can rattle them off.
That's
for sure.
impressive. The question is, can you rattle? If I put you in the hot seat, could you rattle them off? Right? I can rattle them off. Dude's about to rattle them off. That's impressive.
So first one, I want a condo in Miami. I'm not sure if you've ever been. Miami is it's a fun place, great place, a beautiful place, great weather and everything about it. I love everything about it.
Yeah.
So I want a condo in Miami Beach. That's one of my goals. I want a jet club membership. I don't want to purchase a jet. Never really had desire to purchase a jet. Okay. That may change,
but you do want to fly private.
I do want to fly private.
Yeah.
I do want to fly private and be able to have that club membership just to go when I please.
I love that one.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, you can see a picture of a plane on I don't know if you can see it in the camera view. Right to my right is the prop of a plane. Yeah,
we kind of talked about your adventure just not too long ago.
Yes.
Yeah, that was. Yes. I mean, that was pretty awesome seeing the photos.
Yeah, checking it out. Buddy. It was really cool. Yeah, what are you talking about? I think you're talking about the chartering the jet from Orlando back.
Yes.
For the road show, we're doing it again for Atlanta. I got a few plane partnership opportunities that I may buy into. I also, if I can cost share a little bit, I don't mind chartering. I'm gonna fly on like a little smaller plane. Like a little turboprop plane to Nashville next week. So, there's some, I just love planes, man. It makes the world feel so small. I mean, why do you want to have a jet membership?
So,
and you need to talk to me before you do that, because I crunch numbers and look at this stuff like crazy.
Really?
So,
okay.
I know some stuff.
I definitely will. Yeah. So for me, I didn't start traveling. Went and played my first time when I was 23.
Wow.
So I mean, wasn't
commercial?
Yeah, commercial.
Just plain period. 23.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. My entire life, and that was to Florida. I went to Orlando for I was there for a couple weeks or.
Was that a weird experience?
Oh, it was so weird. I mean, taking off and landing, I was like, oh, that freaks me out right there.
Yeah.
But ever since then, man, it's opened my eyes up. Since then, I've been to a lot of different places. I mean, sales is very rewarding. So I've been to, we went to Thailand, we went to Jamaica, been to Bahamas, been to Caribbean. I mean, been to Canada, I've been I've been in a lot of different places. Now since then, and I love traveling. I realized that it opened my eyes up, and I think I love it more so because it, especially to like certain areas, it reminds me, and it gives me gratitude for where I am, because a lot of countries they aren't as fortunate as we are. So. I want to be able to have my kids experience that. I don't have kids right now, but
did you just get married last year?
I've been married 4 years, brother.
4 years now.
4 years. Oh yeah. It's crazy. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
So I mean, when that time comes, when my wife and I have kids,
yes,
I want my kids to experience that travel, especially at an early age and a young age. So because I know how much it impacted me, and I know it can impact others. Because that's something I did with my family. 2019, we rented this island actually in Belize, which was amazing. I'm going to show you some photos. It was amazing.
What?
It was legit.
And you're gonna go back and buy the island, right?
that would be awesome.
Third goal.
Yes, yeah. So like being able to have those experiences, it's something you really can't you can't take for granted. You can't you can't give that up for nothing.
Yeah,
you know,
I can almost see us calling this like a day in the life of a property and casualty insurance agent, or young insurance agent, young agency owner, or something, right? I mean, this is cool. This is a cool like aspect too. I'm curious. I could take this so many different ways, and we're even looking into like talking through some of the acquisition stuff later. Just because, dude, it's like I tell people like, would you rather just work your butt off for 10 years and have 10,000 policies on the books and earn every one of them, or just buy them all tomorrow?
I mean, that's to me like it's like a simple question right there.
Yeah. Some people struggle with that though, because they like don't want anybody to give them anything, right? And I don't either. I get that.
Yeah.
But I'm also not they're not giving it to me. I'm paying for it.
True. That's very true.
Right?
Why do you feel like, I guess, not enough people do that though? Like, I mean, besides for them, feeling like they're getting something.
He needs his own podcast, by the way. He's pretty good at this. I don't know if you have one or not, but you need to be doing this. He's good.
Man,
yeah,
definitely
very good. Seriously, I do this a lot, and you're easy to talk to. He's even asking me questions now, right? Which I love. I don't know. I mean, we're always taught to like get a job, work really hard, plug in and show up, and decades later you're gonna get rewarded with like a cool 401k or something, right? Like that's just the mentality that we're raised with.
Yeah.
And so I think for someone to just think, I can just acquire 10,000 policies tomorrow isn't normal, right? Like I could see by the end of the year, early next year, I will have already acquired more than $1 million a year in P&C revenue.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Like that doesn't suck.
Right. Oh, 100%.
I mean, how many P&C agencies are actually doing
over
$1 million of revenue?
Right.
That's a $10 million plus book.
Easily.
That's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Man. That's pretty rare.
That's awesome. So, that'll be exciting to kind of for us to dive into.
Where's your brain go when we start talking about that side of the business? By the way, where's your brain go?
That is also, I guess, partially the reason why I decided to go independent, because I realized there is so much more behind the curtain. That in so many ways you can I guess grow with this business.
Yes.
With that freedom you can do through acquisitions. You can do multiple different things that you couldn't do before ultimately.
Yes.
And I really enjoy that, because for me, I always knew that there's no limits besides the limits you put on yourself.
Correct.
And as independent, you don't have these limits that you may have as as a captive agent. So,
well, I like that side too, because I like the guy messaged me the other day. He's like, dude, I think I should do this. Like, can you even make $1 million? And I'm like, dude, feeling new, right?
Right.
So I'm looking at that and I'm like, dude, my goal is to have $1 billion of annual revenue amongst hundreds of companies. So that's another level, right?
Oh,
Someone's doing that. They can buy 12 jets.
That's true.
Right?
That's very true.
So it's just, that's what this insurance world can provide though. Mm-hmm. Did you know that initially? Or when did it finally kick in that, man, this is the spot?
Honestly, it was right when I went independent. Like in the back of my head when I was with the old company, I knew that I knew it was rewarding, but I didn't know truly until I went independent. I mean, when I went independent, it was just like night and day, from not only just on the financial side of things, but it was just, like I said, I started seeing behind the curtain. And once you see behind the curtain, you're like,
yes,
there's a lot of opportunity here, a lot more than I even anticipated.
Yes.
And it's very exciting. It's very exciting. But at the same time, I'm not saying that it's bad, like by any means on the captive side. I learned everything I know now from being with the company.
True.
And I recommend that for a lot of people to get training and whatnot.
It's an easier way to start.
100%.
And a lot of people disagree with that. You agree. I agree with that. I mean, I really do agree that that's true. A lot of people don't though.
Yeah, you can jump into
It's
the
just 'cause they're
independent
trying to
side.
recruit somebody, probably, right? So it's not true.
Exactly. That's 100%. That's 100%. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Like it's great on this side, but it takes some work, takes some time.
Yeah,
for sure.
What do you say you like the most about your day, and what do you think you like the least about your day as an owner?
Oof, that's a great question. I mean, this is going to be like a cliche thing, but the freedom I like most. Honestly, you have the opportunity to really pick and choose your day and do what you want with the day. Like I'm actually took time off to fly out here, spend time with you, and I can do that. I didn't have to call in and ask anybody if I could leave.
Right.
That's I mean, that beats everything. But I guess being in sales also, that kind of gives, depending on the roles, being in sales in my aspect, since I was doing pretty good with my previous company, I had flexibility like that as well. But it's on another level being an owner. The part I maybe dislike about it is, I guess, wearing all the hats. And I'm getting to that point now. Like I mentioned, we're gonna need to bring people on ASAP.
Yes.
Or bring someone on to help and assist.
Yes.
And definitely going to need that as soon as possible, because wearing all the hats just gets tiring.
Yeah.
But it is good to know all the different aspects within the company.
Which hat do you enjoy wearing the most?
Oof. That's a great question. I probably like the.
It's okay if you don't say sales, by the way. That's all right.
I actually do enjoy sales, and it's kind of weird. And it's just I really do enjoy sales. That's one of my favorite aspects.
Most people don't want to do it forever, though, even though they enjoy it.
Yes,
right?
I don't want to do it. Like, you're absolutely correct. I enjoy the sale. I enjoy the kind of the game behind it, in a sense. But I don't want to do it forever, for sure.
Yeah.
Operations is fun as well, because that's what like I mentioned earlier, that's what I always truly wanted, was the aspect of being an owner. I feel like that operations is where the owner needs to shine. You know what I mean?
How long have you been in the industry again?
So total of, what is this, 2021, 8 years?
8 years? Okay.
Yeah.
So over the last 8 years, if you had to look back and say, okay, this was the best advice someone ever gave me. It was this. I remember it. They gave it to me here. I heard it here. I started applying it, and wow. If you could look back and choose that moment.
Man, that's a great question. And I'm not trying to say this because I'm talking to you, but truly, it was at the 8% conference. And when Patrick Bet-David was on there, he was, I guess, seeing him in person. I've listened to him for a while. Yeah. Follow his content for a while, but seeing him in person was just like next level. And hearing him speak about, I guess, speaking about, like, think about the future and actually thinking about your goals and what you want out of life.
Yes.
And are you willing to pretty much do whatever to reach those goals? Are those goals worth the pain that it takes?
Yes.
And really kind of thinking about that and analyzing that with myself, and like, okay, I need to turn it up a notch. It's game time.
Wow. I think some people actually heard it and went backwards. You went forward.
Oh yeah.
That's freaking cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, that kind of tested me in a sense, like, hey, like, how bad do you want it? Like do you just kind of want it, or do you are you willing to go all out for this thing? So that really kind of fired me up. And honestly, this is very weird, 'cause I'm a big social person.
Yeah.
But I went to the conference alone. I feel like that's what probably benefited me, because I'm a social person and it's not to my credit at all times, because a lot of times I'll just be chit-chatting a lot. Yeah. But since I went by myself, I was solely focused on gaining and learning something from the conference. So it came with the open mind without distractions ultimately, because it can easily be distracting. Because I mean, I knew a lot of people there, so I wanted to chit-chat and stop, but I was like, I'm here I'm on a mission ultimately.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Open mind and the right mindset, right? Like you're like, dude, I'm getting something, and I'm focusing, I'm ready, right? That's impressive. That's a lot. That's really powerful. You said a lot of really cool stuff that made me see you in an even higher light today than I ever have, just because of the way you've said stuff, the way you've shared. If someone's out there like, man, I would really like to talk to Rudy at some point, maybe it's through email, phone, social, whatever. What are you willing to share if someone wants to reach out and like learn more from you or about you or
for sure
work with you, whatever, right?
For sure. Well, I mean, depending on like how they want to like, you know, approach things. If it's just business wise, of course, LinkedIn, but Facebook and Instagram are probably the more common ones I'm on. You can reach me pretty much basically everywhere at Rudolph Garrison, and it's pretty simple. I should be the only one or one of few.
Yeah,
put it that way.
I don't have a lot. What if they want to email you? What's the best email?
Email would just probably be Rudolph Garrison at Gmail.
That's easy.
If you want to send me actually like if you're looking for, you know, maybe working some business, maybe you can send me Rudolph at Cedar Oak Integra.com. But yeah, Rudolph Garrison at Gmail is probably be the
Cedar
best
Oak.
one.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Dude, unbelievable job. Okay, how good was this guy? Let him know in comments below. Also, reach out to him. Say, hey, dude, I liked you today. You were amazing. Thank you for being here.
Oh, appreciate it.
Thank you for showing up. A lot of people don't. You do.
That's right.
And that's what makes you the most impressive person that I get to hang out with.
Man,
right? I mean,
likewise.
You're strong. So thank you, buddy. Okay, appreciate you. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're going to love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there. What's some of the things you're doing successfully in your business now to prospect and get in front of people, like outside of AEP, like just the rest of the year?
So outside of AEP, I mean, obviously, we're a pretty big referral